You got challenges that you're going to run across.
Get pre-approved in just minutes. Apply anywhere on any device by visiting southeastmortgage.com.
No, I attended Lakeside High School, which is off of La Vista Road and 285. I was part of what they call M2M program. So I didn't live in that neighborhood, but they bused minorities to this school back in the 80s, and that's how I got to Lakeside. So it's probably, a 35-minute, 40-minute bus ride every morning that we did to go to Lakeside.
Okay, all right. And so, did you play any other sports at Lakeside besides football?
Yeah, in high school, I was football and basketball.
Okay.
And played basketball and football. I should have probably run track, but at that point, I just wanted to go home for not stay after school the whole school year. But that's one of my regrets. I wish if I could do it again, I would have ran track, but I was just football and basketball.
Yeah, I heard about your high school basketball career. Somebody was telling me that you were out there tackling guys, man. Wait, what was that?
Well, no, I don't think anybody would class for me as a drop dead shooter. But my whole process of playing basketball to help me better at football. I was a defensive back, and so I always really worked well on my defense, try to cut people off, beat them to the spot, anticipate moves. So believe it or not, guarding guys out on the perimeter really helps you from a DB standpoint. And so that's why I think I excelled in basketball, because the ultimate goal was to help me to be a better football player. But I did enjoy basketball. Like I say, start on a team, had some good success there, and score when I can make buckets. Not many.
But you was a better defensive player, huh?
No question. As one of my trophies say, I was the one of the boxing one.
Okay.
So I normally had the assignment of drawing the best defender. And so, like I said, it helped me become a better football player.
So you was Pat Beverly.
Probably a little quieter version, but yes.
Okay.
Not too much talking.
All right. So tell me about football. Like, did you play in the 9th grade?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Back then, high school in Georgia was 8th through 12th.
Okay.
It was 8th through 12th. But I go back to a story. My first year playing football again, we just kind of fell into it. Me and my brother was out in the yard, and some of our friends walked by us going to football practice. And so we ran in the house, asked my mom, "Hey, can we play football? Can we play football?" And she was like, "Well, when your father get home, ask him." And so we go out there and play. So he lets us play. We go out there and play. The first year, Tony, I was probably the worst football player to ever put on a pair of equipment. The only reason I played, because back then, if your mom paid money, you had to play a certain amount of minutes.
Okay.
And so when it got to, I kind of looked in the stand, drunk Gatorade to the fourth quarter, and then would get put in the games pretty late. So that's how my football career started.
So this was like
75 pounds. 75 pounds, Griffin Park Rattlers.
Okay.
75 pounds. Yep.
Yeah, I kind of heard about that too, man. I've been through the neighborhood asking about you, man. So I was like, I heard that it was another tight end besides Shannon Sharp that wore number 84.
Yes, sir. I was the original 84. And if you did your homework or your research correctly, I didn't catch a pass. I didn't catch one pass that season. And it's funny because that's a story I kind of tell when I go and speak at different places. That year at the banquet, my Coach Lee, I still remember the name. Coach Lee, picks the trophy and say, "Kevin Whitley, come on up." And so I actually walk up to get the trophy, and he reaches out, and I put my hands out. He said, "Don't drop it." And man, everybody in the whole place just bust out laughing. Just absolutely bust out laughing. So I hadn't caught a pass all year, so I figured he thought I was gonna drop the trophy as well.
Yeah.
And, but Tony, it's amazing how things like that happen in your childhood, because that event has stayed with me for the last 50 plus years. 50 years, man. I made a decision after that banquet that nobody was gonna ever laugh at me playing football again, and that has kind of been the driving force.
Man, you remember the Kobe Bryant story? He talked about his what was it?
11 years old and not scoring all
basket. Yeah,
no doubt.
What was more influential for you, your father or mother? Both were influential at different points.
Yeah.
Right. My mom was there on a daily basis. My father was really influential at a really critical time where I had a summer where I played basketball when I was like 10 or 11 years old, in a very prominent summer league in Philadelphia called the Sunny Hill League, where my father played, my uncle played, and they were like all-time greats and sort of stuff. And Wilt Chamberlain played in the league, Earl of Pro Monroe played in the league. And here I come playing, and I don't score 1 point the entire summer.
Really?
Not one.
How old were you?
11, 10, 11.
And you're playing against other 10, 11-year-olds? Or, and you didn't score once?
Not one.
Were you in the game?
I was in the game.
How'd you not score?
Because I was terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
At 10, 11 years old, you were that terrible.
Awful. I mean, and I had these big knee pads on because I was growing really fast. And I had socks all the way up here, and I had like the high top fades, like skinny as hell. And I scored not a free throw, nothing, not a lucky shot, not a breakaway layup, 0 points. And I remember crying about it and being upset about it. And my father just gave me a hug and said, listen, whether you score 0 or score 60, I'm going to love you no matter what.
Wow.
Now that is the most important thing that you can say to a child. Because from there, I was like, okay, that gives me all the confidence in the world to fail. I have the security there. But to hell with that, I'm scoring 60. Let's go.
Right.
And from there, I just went to work. And I stayed with it. And I kept practicing.
That thing kind of helped me from a different perspective as a coach. What I learned from my own personal experience, you got to coach them all. Mm-hmm. You never know who's going to be the guy, even though you can try to anticipate, this guy's going to be in the pro. No, you don't know, because you never know what those people are made of. So it really taught me to coach everybody. And it also taught me to be careful what I say and try to clean it up. A lot of times as a coach, and we talk about the mental toughness part of it, is, you can say something to a kid in practice and you forget about it. And you come the next day and the kid's still mad at you for what you said yesterday and you don't even remember it.
Right.
And so that's in business, that's in everything. So one of the things that I constantly try to do is that after every practice, I leave with something good for that kid to hear from me. Hey, you did this well today. Let's improve this. You did this. Hey, let's do better this day. But, because sometimes in the heat of the battle, you say things and you don't know how people take it.
Right.
And so, again, a valuable lesson for me, and just trying to clean up at the end of the day. And, really, again, it goes down to relationships, Tone. Is that if they know I care, I can push them to the end.
That's it.
I can push them to the end.
Yeah.
And and that's what we try to get to in terms of that part of it.
Yeah, when they know you care. I remember Casey Jones for the Celtics talked about that. Make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the all button and all that kind of stuff, because we're going to have a lot of good interviews on this podcast. Get pre-approved in just minutes. Apply anywhere on any device by visiting southeastmortgage.com.